So now, there's always the case made against SC, OBC minority that your condition is this because your leaders are bloody traitors. Did you hear that argument often? तुमची परिस्थिती याच्यामुळे कारण तुमचे नेते असे म्हणतात ना, and they very proudly assert आणि आपण काय करतो स्वीकारतो. आपल्याकडे डेटा पाहण्याची सवय नाही. Let's see political representation. India's cabinet मंत्री जे असतात, they are the decision making people in each government. If you go through the data, I would just like to highlight, I'll just briefly tell you that this talks from 1952, right? We had the first parliamentary election in 1952 and then we have onwards. Yachavati, the underrepresentation makes its mark. Scheduled tribes are not represented in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, first 6 governments. एकही आदिवासी समाजाचा कॅबिनेट मिनिस्टर 6 सरकारांमध्ये त्याचं representation नव्हतं. And then if we go down, you see the scheduled tribe is still absent in 1989. Then you see in 1996 is still absent. 1997 same. 1998 same. Scheduled caste ची परिस्थिती खूप छान नाहीये. You see the representation, of course, this is the outcome of Ambedkar's struggle, who was fighting for enough representation, and because of this force, we can say at least 4 scheduled castes are represented in the cabinet. But the graph doesn't add much to it. However, we talk about Muslims still continue to be marginalized. Non-Muslim minorities continue to still to be marginalized. However, the people who identify themselves as upper caste Hindus are overly represented. आता हेच कॅबिनेट पहा 2014 मध्ये 87.7% of political representation is of the people who are belonging to upper middle caste Hindus. This is not my data, this is from Mint. So now we have the situation of political underrepresentation and overrepresentation. Here too, you can see who is influencing the policies of the state, who is making laws, who is influencing the state government to come and redirect the resources for the welfare of which communities. It's because there is no representation, we can see the condition, the diversity that we are talking today remains absent. Next slide. However, let's talk about media. Well, this was research from 2001. We don't have any powerful latest data because I was asking my friends in the media, do you have any data? They say no, they are not willing to release their data because they are too embarrassed. It's an agrara. Percentage-wise, you can see for yourself. If you see to the bottom, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, the percentage of share in key media person, like the key jobs, they are absent. Dalits and Adivasis are not present. It's nil, it's zero when the question of media representation comes in our current India. However, we can see top quote-unquote upper caste at 85%. And then the data is depressing. Muslims are here and there, Christians are here and there, Hindu OBCs, but the pattern continues. We talked about education. We looked at the socio-economic data. We talked about expenditure. We looked at the political representation. This is media. Next slide. There was a paper published by Robert Jeffrey. Of course, he wrote a famous book. And I just quote him. He says, but almost no Dalits worked in the Indian press as reporters or sub-editors. There were no Dalit editors and no Dalit-run dailies. Dalit periodicals, when they existed, were fringe publications, which were often with literary emphasis and with limited influence beyond the circle that produced them. Meaning, we had a culture, but it had this limited scope. It was more literary canon. So what he says again, he continues, for now Dalits are too vulnerable either to proclaim their quote-unquote Dalitness to their newspaper when they have to do jobs or to start newspaper of their own. The handful in journalism in the 1990s, we were saying, must try to pass and write the sorts of stories that their superiors expect. So even today, our journalist friends complain and lament the same when they go out and they are producing with the journalists who belong to SC communities, which are very few and marginalized. They have the same experience that was happening in 1990s and 2000. Current situation is there is no Dalit-centric mainstream opinion. If you switch on your TV, unless a Dalit woman is raped or a Dalit is killed, you don't see Dalit featuring on opinion shows. The Dalit life is only existing when there is no life. As if Dalits are not having adequate potential to comment on current economic conditions. As if they don't have enough acumen to comment on the political situations. As if Dalits are not expert enough to crunch the economic data. Dalits are relegated to the lives of Dalits and such that they are made untouchables of public opinion. The Dalits do not matter because the journalism spectrum is an agrahara in theory and humanism in practice. Well, the question is, has anyone taken a concentrated effort? Well, yes, there was a guy called Unial from the Indian media sphere. He tried to find, he said, okay, I accept the challenge and I will go and find one Dalit at least. This is what he says. He couldn't spot one Dalit back in 2000s in the newsroom. He just came back and said, no, I'm sorry, I failed. There is no Dalit in the newsroom. Media is considered the fourth pillar of democracy, and this is the state that we are living in. Next slide. Let's talk about bureaucracy. Very brief data. This data can speak volumes, and also in other sectors. We have our organizations and trade unions who have this various data. So secretaries are another most important. This was data released by, it's again on Internet Department of Ministry of Personnel. Has it on its website. Bhalchandra Mungekar and also Sharad Yadav raised the question in Rajya Sabha, what is the condition of SC, ST, OBC bureaucrats? This is what it comes. The most important position in bureaucracy is secretary. Every bureaucrat dreams of becoming secretary. 70 are total, STs are 3. STs are mere 3. Well, the data of OBC was not out because they were still trying to figure out. However, joint secretaries are another very important position. In the hierarchical red tape order, out of 278, only 24 are SCs, 10 are STs and 10 are OBCs. The rest, more than 200, are belong to the people who identify as general or quote-unquote upper caste. Then the deputy secretary position is still not very impressive. Next slide. Let's talk about judiciary. Outlook magazine ran in its September 2016 edition a cover story called Cradle of Justice, and it said about 1/3 of Indian judiciary are relatives of former judges. Next slide, please. Of the 17,000 judges in our subordinate courts, high courts and Supreme Court, only about 4,700 are women. But this is President Cohen saying, and I've been following some of his news. He's been giving quite comments about underrepresentation of SC, ST, OBCs. One of that statement he gave last month was there is unacceptably low representation of traditionally weaker sectors as OBC in the especially higher judiciary, and he was arguing for more to be done for these communities to be brought into the main fold. The judiciary is accused of, and I quote it from the Outlook, monopolizing the higher judiciary by the kith and kin of sibling and former judges of Supreme Court, legal luminaries, and their juniors. Outlook observes this. The National Lawyers Campaign for Judicial Transformation and Reforms found out that out of 28 sitting judges of the Supreme Court, at present, as many as 9 happen to be close relatives of former judges. including a son, a grandson, and a nephew of former Chief Justices of India. Supposedly the coveted position of Chief Justice, son, grandson, and nephew. Another is a son of a former Chief Minister, while one is a son of former Advocate General of a state. Now, when we talk about relatives in Indian context, relative means caste brother and sister. When we talk about relatives, we are talking about their caste and sub-caste relations. So, in this case, there might be some grandson. If not, then they are their caste brethren. The caste fraternity continues to dominate in the judiciary. Next slide. Let's talk